All righty, let's get started. Let me move my mic from the scene here. Give me a second. Sorry, just getting set up with the kinks and all that. Righty, just that. Cool. Let's get started on our live stream. I'm going to keep this a lot more casual. First of all, happy Sunday to you all. Happy football day. If you celebrate, go Cowboys. Not keeping a secret. I'm a Cowboys fan. Been a tough year, but let's forget that. Let's hop into some market stuff. So on this beautiful Sunday, we tend to get our Sunday pumps. So what is a Sunday pump exactly? It's basically when at the end of the day or on Sunday, but mostly near the end of the day close, we tend to get big pumps in the market. It's been happening for the past month, maybe couple months. On Sundays, I've been monitoring the market every single day, but on Sunday specifically, we just get a random pump. I call it the Sunday pump, and I think this tends to be super bullish, and right now we're actually getting in a very bullish momentum. One thing I'm going to highlight is Plasma, which is XPL, completely new token, layer one. You can trade on it, swap on it, bridge to it, basically deploy smart contracts on it, very similar to Solana and Ethereum, to where people can create coins on them, NFTs, things of that sort. So I'm going to keep this video rolling. We're going to go live. We are live, actually. I'm going to keep it super casual. I'm going to run through Plasma. I'm going to run through the market. I'm going to run through anything you guys drop in the chat. So please do hit that chat. Feel free to drop anything in the chat that you want. Any questions, any comments, concerns, anything. I'm going to keep it active there. We're going to keep going back and forth. We're going to communicate, and we're going to keep it live. Simple as that. All right, so I'm getting set up with my camera here. So if I'm looking down, looking up, my camera's up there. So don't mind me. But we're going to jump right into Plasma. Actually, I want to give you an update on the market first, because this market is absolutely popping off right now. Like, it's getting me excited after this big dump that we had. It looks like we're putting bullish engulfing bars on the 4 hours. So let me actually share my screen and show you exactly what that looks like. So here we go. All right. So here is Link, right? Chainlink, huge. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say this now, but I'm a big Link bull, Link Marine, Link till I die, strong believer. I'm a data person. My background, I'm a data analyst. I work full time in data. I've been through using all these technologies, Python, SQL, understand the whole process of ETL. Not to get too nerdy or too technical, but data is huge, and data is a big source of what powers things like AI. And data is what needs to be bridged on chain, and that's what Chainlink provides. So super bullish, very much like Chainlink, and the future that it provides. And I think it's a great risk reward at a current market cap. It's currently sitting inside top 15. I think last time I checked, 14 overall market cap. But I do believe that this can push to like top 3 eventually: Bitcoin, Ethereum, then Link. In the top 10 this bull run, at least top 5. I keep saying this bull run, but I believe we're in a long period super cycle. But I'm just used to saying this bull run because it's like my second bull run compared to the previous one in 2020. But yeah, let's just dive into the charts. So here we have Link, right? And as you can see, we're putting in a bullish engulfing. That's what this bar is right here. Again, I like bars, not candles. Just my preference. But this is a bullish engulfing, which means it's a pattern or a trend for continuation to the upside. So that's just telling me that we're getting bullish. Maybe all this rate cut and all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt is finally leaving the scene, and we're finally going to push up and get to a point where we're actually going to see, some bullish momentum, bullish moves. And Sunday is the best day to see that. Again, we could have a Sunday pump, Monday dump, and kind of slow into the week, into the new month. Because then again, if I'm just looking, I think Tuesday's September 30th. So that means Wednesday would be October 1st. That's a new month. So given that we're coming into the new month, and we could see some volatility going into the close, but right now I'm looking at these charts, we're putting in bullish engulfings. That's super bullish for crypto. Like I very much like that. So tell me how you guys feel in the chat. Feel free to post in there, but I really like how this is looking. Link, Bitcoin looks like it's going green. It looks like Ethereum and Link could be going green, but same thing, putting in that bullish engulfing on Bitcoin and jumping to Ethereum as well. Looks like we're doing the same thing. Yep, exact same thing. So across the board, across the market, looks like we're finally getting bullish momentum, and that just makes me super excited because I love to see when this market pumps. Obviously hate it when it dumps. I mean, everyone does. Same thing with any other investment, stock market, commodities, futures, so on. But it's a great sign, and it's always nice to see a good crypto pump. And definitely, if it's for a longer duration, it could indicate a final bottom that we're getting in these charts. Because a lot of these charts do look bottom. We did kind of have a steep decline, so I think we're looking pretty good right now. I really like the price action and where we're headed. Currently, we've been sideways, and now we're finally looking to break out of this sideways momentum and finally shoot up. So that just makes me bullish, right? I'm bullish on that. I'm bullish going forward. And then now jumping to these other projects like XPL, which is Plasma, a new layer one that's super exciting. Because when these new kind of projects come out, like for example, these new layer twos, when they started coming out, like Arbitrum and even like Binance Smart Chain, trying to think off the top of my head, ZK Sync, all these other ones, a lot of projects are dropped on top of them because they have smart contract capabilities. So that means that they're able to take their product, their layer, their network per se, and build on top of it. So you can deploy coins on it. So a lot of the times people are scavenging through their native chain. In this case, it would be Plasma chain, and looking for very specific coins. So I'm gonna kind of deep dive. I'm gonna look at Plasma itself. We're gonna look at the main coin, right, where the network's being built, and then we're gonna dive into the Plasma chain. We're gonna look specifically at some trending coins, and maybe we'll look at some potential trades, maybe that you guys could enter, and maybe make some profit, like some good money. Like that's the goal at the end of the day, right? If we're early to this, we could definitely find a way to get your foot in the door and get early, right? Me personally, I was early to like Binance Smart Chain back in 2020, like when it started popping off. Got into some coins early, made a good chunk of change. So that was always a benefit of being early. So I feel like Plasma could definitely be, if it holds, right? We're still diving into it. I'm not giving financial advice, but if Plasma holds where it is and continues to grow as a network, then I do feel like it could be very profitable. It could be a great chain. A lot of value could be built on it. And right now, if you get in, maybe even at millions of value on some of these coins, it could end up being $1 billion in valuation as far as market cap. So that's how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it in the chat. Go ahead, blow up that chat, and we can talk about it. Don't ever mind chopping it up, talking about that. But let me hop into Plasma right now. So Plasma literally deployed, I think, just a couple days ago, and it looks like we're on a bit of a decline. I know I'm on a 3-month here. Let me go back to the 24-hour. So we kind of last night we were hitting a high of about like 168, and we kind of dipped all the way down to 138. So make sure you guys can see that. Sometimes my screen goes black. I don't know why when I share my screen, but make sure you can see that. So we hit a high up there at the top of almost 170, 168, and then we dipped down below 140, and now we're at 145. Currently, if we're that's looking at price. Currently looking at market cap, we're at 2.6 billion. So not micro cap, but also not a large cap, maybe like a mid cap, I would say at this point. So there's a lot of opportunity that's sitting right here in front of your face, right? Plasma definitely could be something. I wouldn't be surprised to see it at tens of billions, even push up sure, 100 billion. Some people are calling literally trillions, and I'll get into an actual meme coin that was based off of that trillions quote. But I do think this is opportunity. I always am a believer of buying in dips. So DCA back in here, kind of see, do some research, look at how it looks. But looking at the chart, it's a new drop. So it's very sideways and to the right now, and it could very well just pop off, shoot above $2 in the short term. I wouldn't be surprised. It's gaining a lot of traction. We're sitting at over 2 billion in 24-hour trading volume, which is great. It has a 10 billion total supply, but only about 2 billion in circulation. So that's pretty healthy, given that they don't continuously add to the supply, which could devalue the price. But I'm not really sure what their plan is as far as the tokenomics. But I can definitely say that this could very much be a good network coin. Could be super solid. But let me know how you feel about it. Go ahead, blow up that chat. Let me know how you feel about it, and we can kind of just dive into a little more. So, looking at this, just at Plasma in general, it's a layer one, so that means a lot's built on it. So before we actually start exploring the coins that are popping up on it, let's go ahead and just start looking at Plasma itself. So let's navigate to Plasma's website and kind of see what they're building, what they're looking at. So let me share this screen here, and hopefully it doesn't go dark on me again. I think it always does that, so I have to hop back in this tab. But this is the Plasma website. So it says Plasma is a purpose-built blockchain for stablecoins, right? And then it has like a start building option, has a chain, a one option. So if I hit start building, I don't know if you can see this screen. It popped up a new tab. I'll stay on this tab for now. So, it has some details about the chain. It's supposed to be quick, has a native bridge, EVM compatibility, so Ethereum virtual machine. So it's, based on smart contracts, a lot of different metrics and different things that you can kind of look at here, which is super nice. If I hit go to dashboard, it's going to pop up a new window too. So actually, let me share my other screen so you can kind of see more details about what this is. So let me go to the dashboard first. So let me share this so you can see what that dashboard looks like. So here's the dashboard, right? Gives you an overview of your portfolio. They do have a rewards program. So the more you trade on Plasma, that could lead to something like a potential airdrop or rewards for every trade. Think of it like cash back almost. You have a lending vault. So if you provide liquidity, meaning that you start lending out some of your XPL or whatever else you want to deposit, you'll receive rewards for it. So you have an option to deposit there. They have a trade vault, which looks like it's coming soon. So a lot is being built. A lot is being built into the pipeline, right? The lending vault, the basis trade vault. A lot is coming through, it seems like. So it's still in play. A lot still seems to be coming down the pipeline. You have a bridge here, so that bridge actually takes you to Stargate. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Stargate, which I've used before. I don't know why I'm guessing that, but swap. You have different swap options, so you can provide liquidity on big decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. But to actually swap, you would use either Matcha or Oku, which I'm not too familiar with. I've used a bunch of chains, a bunch of different DEX aggregators. So there's a lot of different DEXs across different chains or different layer ones. And in this case, they're recommending Matcha straight off their website. So I'm going to trust that and not use some sketchy third party, possibly sketchy. I'm not going to say all is, but possibly sketchy decentralized exchange. I would truly rather use one of theirs. So let's kind of hop into what Matcha looks. Actually, before what Matcha looks like, let's kind of just dive into how it works. Let me get a little water break here. Yeah, it's good. All right. So let's kind of dive into what the process is of basically taking your assets, your native assets, and moving it from one chain onto another with the concept of a bridge. So you have different networks. Like let's just think networks, Ethereum and Solana. So Ethereum is a ERC20. Solana is based off a different. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but a different metric, a different model, different network. So basically, from Ethereum, if you wanted to buy a Solana meme coin, you couldn't buy it on the Ethereum network. You'd have to bridge your assets from Ethereum onto Solana. And they have bridges like that. One bridge that we're going to be using now for this is called Stargate, but that bridge is the process of moving from Ethereum onto Plasma or XPL in this case. If you're confused by that, go ahead, post some stuff in the chat. I'd be willing to discuss some more, but the bridging is very important because you can't just swap on Ethereum network into, for example, a Solana meme coin, or in this case, a Plasma meme coin. Plasma is being brought up, and there are a lot of coins that are coming there. We're going to actually go through some deck screener coins, some new pairs, existing popular pairs. We'll kind of hop through that whole thing. But basically, it's a good idea to understand that process and how networks work. Because if you don't, you're going to end up losing money, sending money where it shouldn't be sent across chains. Because, for example, if I sent money from Ethereum to my Plasma address, that money would just be kind of lost in limbo on the chain. Never something you want. So that's part of the security, the understanding, and the fundamentals of crypto to understand that process, or you might, lose funds. And we never want that to be the case. So definitely be safe. First step, bridge. Remember that. You got to bridge. So in this case, what we're doing is we're going to bridge from Stargate. So let me show you that Stargate tab. So Stargate, again, just a bridge. So let me pull that up. Cool. Stargate's just a bridge, but you can basically connect your wallet. It could be Ethereum wallet, so that would be something like MetaMask, for example. Not to mention, MetaMask may also do an airdrop. They already confirmed an airdrop, so why not use MetaMask, gain some points, gain some rewards? So when that airdrop does come around, you're reaping those rewards. But that's besides the point. So MetaMask can be used here. So you connect MetaMask, you connect to your Ethereum wallet. Once you connect to your Ethereum wallet here, you want to swap into XPL or Plasma. So if you click here, you can see the option. You have your Plasma network, and then you have XPL. Here, I'm on my Ethereum network, and I pick Ethereum. But obviously, you can go from Base, that's Coinbase's layer 2, Arbitrum, which is a layer 2, OP, which is also a layer 2, Linea, same thing. I can go down the whole list. They even have Solana if you want to just connect. I believe you should be able to connect your Phantom wallet, swap from Solana into XPL. And then you'll get XPL native coins. And that's the XPL that I was talking about, that we were looking at the price currently sitting at 145. So that's that native token that you're getting. So there's two steps to it. If you just want to buy XPL, let's say you just want XPL, you don't want to mess with any of the meme coins. This is the only step you need to do. You need to have Ethereum on your wallet, or either buy it through an exchange like Coinbase and send it to your wallet like MetaMask. Then swap it on Stargate here, and you're good to go. Just know that there are some fees involved with that. Sometimes it could be more expensive going from Ethereum to to Plasma in this case. Maybe cheaper going from Solana, because in general the fees are cheaper on that chain. So a lot of things to take into consideration, but this is the process as to what you would do. First step, to go from one network onto Plasma, because the goal is to get some Plasma. And again, that Plasma coin is XPL. So just to kind of reiterate what that is, that's what this is right here. XPL, current sitting price 145. So let's just say you had $1,000 or $1,500 in Ethereum, something like that, and that's what, like half an Ethereum, maybe little less than half an Ethereum, and then you swap it here. So now it's going to be converted into Plasma. So now you'll be sitting on 1,000 Plasma, pretty much. So that's how that conversion would work, because you're swapping from one token to another. So that's the process of how the bridge works. So it takes it from, not only does it take the holdings from one network to another, but it also moves your funds from one network to another. Yeah, and I know that could be super confusing. If any of you are ever confused, you can join my coaching program in the link below. I'm not trying to shill, not trying to promote or anything, but I genuinely just want to help you all. So if you have any questions, in the description below, I always throw in my coaching program. It's one-on-one sessions where I can walk you through this whole process, literally share my screen like this, but it's just me and you, not a live session. But then again, you can always post in the chat here. Stay active in that chat, blow it up. I'm here to answer any questions that you guys do have. That's what I'm here for, to educate. So crypto education at its finest. So now what I want to do, let's just say we, for example, swapped from Ethereum to XPL. So now a big thing that you have to do is actually connect to Plasma. So there's some official documentation, which I'll show you. There's official documentation here. Make sure my screen's good. Official documentation here. This is the documentation on Plasma's official website. So with this being on Plasma's official website, these are the links that I would preferably like to follow, not just some random person's tweet or random Google search that you may be doing. But if you come on here, you can see there's a start here option. Explorer will be exploring the Plasma chain. You have bridge, some Discord support, status of the chain itself. But right here is where I want to be looking. So you want to connect to Plasma. You can also see, some of the architecture, tooling, so on. They have some guides of deploying a smart contract, right? For example, if you wanted to deploy a coin, they have some guides of deploying it and also verifying that smart contract. But on Plasma, it's very important that you add the network first. I would recommend adding it to MetaMask. I think that would be the best way to go. But basically, if you kind of come up here and you hit connect to Plasma, it's going to show you the details of how you can add Plasma mainnet. So two things here. There's Plasma mainnet, which is the main current live network, and then you also have Plasma testnet. So Plasma testnet is the testing beta staging version, you can say, and then the live mainnet is the production, actually live out there, fully front facing, ready to roll kind of environment. So testnet, mainnet, very different things. Good thing to keep in mind. Definitely, you want to get mainnet. Testnet is basically, a place for developers to test and deploy before mainnet comes out. But for this specific case, we're going to be looking at mainnet. So when you're going into MetaMask, and this can be a little complicated, but there's different networks that you can add. So by default in MetaMask, you have literally just your Ethereum network, which is your mainnet, Ethereum mainnet network. But you can basically add new networks, and you'd have to put in what's called a chain ID, currency symbol. So that's the main currency, which is XPL in this case, and then an RPC endpoint. RPC endpoint is the endpoint that you're talking to, basically the chain that you're talking to. Think of it almost kind of like a communication method where you're talking to an endpoint, and that's the endpoint that you're basically executing trades on. And that in this case is going to be the Plasma network, and that is that link there that you're looking at. And then that block explorer, this block explorer right here, that's where you can basically see all trades, all wallets, everything, all your public ledger blockchain on Plasma itself. So it's the public Plasma blockchain. That's what the block explorer is. Very similar to Etherscan on Ethereum or SolScan on Solana. Same exact concept. So a lot of that may be going over your head, or a lot of that could be confusing. Again, here to answer any questions. Blow up that chat, hit up my coaching program, and we can even dive deeper into Plasma. So you can get on there, buy some XPL, and even eventually get into trading some of these coins that are on XPL, which we're going to get into. We're going to dive into some of these coins. But first, let's add this to your MetaMask. Let's add this XPL actual, endpoint, actual network to your MetaMask. So what you're gonna do there is go to the Plasma Explorer. So on your Plasma Explorer, your blockchain Explorer, that's where you're basically gonna be looking. Here's Plasma Explorer, right? So here is where you can see everything. You can see the current price of Plasma, transactions being happened, history, market cap, latest block. It has a bunch of different, and then over here you can basically search your address, and I can see all holdings of your address. I can search a contract address of a coin, and I can see all trades on that coin. I can search my own personal wallet address, or if I have any of your addresses, anyone that's watching, I could post your addresses as well. So it's just a place where you can publicly have a ledger to see everything on chain. I know a lot of this may be boring. I just want to get through the nitty gritty stuff, the essence, foundation of what it is, and then we can dive into the fun stuff of understanding, how to trade on XPL and basically look at some of these meme coins on Plasma. I know that's the fun stuff, but let's get through the nitty gritty first. So here, what you're going to do is you can scroll down on the Plasma scan and actually go down here, and there's an add Plasma with a little MetaMask logo next to it. So this add Plasma with the MetaMask logo, this is going to give you the ability to add the Plasma chain without having to manually put in that RPC endpoint and chain ID and the other stuff that I showed you in the other tab. This is going to give you the ability to add Plasma, get everything up in there, and then you'll be ready to go. So you don't have to. It will just manually add it. It'll connect to your MetaMask. You'll hit confirm. It'll add that network, and then you'll be ready to rock. You'll have to use Stargate to move your funds over to XPL, but once you have XPL, then you're ready to go. And when you're ready to go, that's where the fun begins. So that's where you can actually start getting on these decentralized exchanges like Matcha, which is the one I showed you that's coming off of the Plasma website. And that's when we can start trading these coins. So now let's get to the fun stuff. Let's jump into these coins. Let's find a coin that maybe we're interested in. And, maybe I can help you guys put in some few trades, makes a little bit of money, a little bit of change. It's on a good dip right now. A lot of these coins are building hype. A lot of it was blowing up on CT, right? Crypto Twitter, or X, as you want to call it. So a lot of these people are blowing it up. So I think a lot of volume was coming in. A lot of it is a local top right now, but we're coming down. We may be putting in a low fairly soon as the market continues to heat up. I mean, looking back on the market, Bitcoin's about to, everything's kind of going green right now. And I absolutely love it. Like literally look at this, like literally everything is about to go green or is green, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, it's all going green. It's crazy. We're putting in a bullish engulfing bar. I don't think you understand how bullish that is on a Sunday. So, Ethereum, oh yeah, we're popping off. Link, yeah, we're popping off. This looks really good. Like all of this is setting up for bullish momentum and really just furthers the bullish aspect of Plasma. And that's because if the market's staying bullish, the main king indicator, Bitcoin, is staying bullish, why wouldn't these smaller, newly deployed layer ones like Plasma go big, right? To me, it just makes sense, right? That's all I'm going to say. It makes perfect sense. All right, so now let's kind of hop into some of these meme coins, right? So one, for example, that I was literally telling you about was called Trillions, and I believe that was based off a tweet that was coming off of one of the founders or co-founders of Plasma itself. And they posted something about Trillions, about the market cap going to trillions. Became a big meme, big joke, and now maybe they want to send this meme coin to Trillions. So let me show you. So we're going to be working off of Dex Screener. Dex Screener is basically a all-in-one platform that gives you charts, new pairs, lets you look across different networks. It's super helpful, super great when you're looking into new coins. So Dex Screener is always a great place to go when you're trying to research new coins, find new coins, especially when you're looking across different networks. Right now, what we're looking at is called trillions. So this was deployed on Plasma. And literally, it hit a high of 60 million, currently sitting at 37 million. Like, imagine buying in, 25th September, 3 days ago. You bought in 3 days ago at under a million, right? Or even like, what is that, like 300,000? 300,000 market cap. And it's currently sitting at 30 million. That's a 100x if you bought it. If you literally bought at launch, you're making 100x. Or even if you bought it like near zero market cap, you're making even more, like even like 1000x. I don't know. This is crazy, right? These numbers are crazy. This is where the market tends to heat up. This is where things start to get a little crazy and a lot of fun. So, you got to keep your eyes on these new trending coins, right? It looks like we came up here. We're on a bit of a pullback. If we kind of measure that pullback where we are right now, actually 38% down, which is not crazy for a meme coin, but if we come back down to the bottom, we hit about 61%. Although we do have liquidity down here, so I do expect it to kind of retest this 20 under 20 million, 18 million to 20 million level. That could be a great buying opportunity if this really is going to the trillions, right? So maybe you want to keep your eye out for one of these trillions. Definitely currently the top meme on Plasma. So something to keep your eye on, something where the volume is, because let's see, I know you can see volume here, 40 million volume. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You can see the buys and the sells, the volume, transactions, the changes for different time frames. A lot of different data is kind of just sitting on you here. So this is definitely something good to look at. But let me know how you feel about it. Like, blow up that chat. Let me know how you feel about it going forward. And we definitely discuss more. Blow up that chat. You don't stay silent on here. We're here to discuss. We're here to literally talk shop and get into some meme coins. Yeah. So how you would buy this coin, right? That's the big question. A lot of you may be crypto heads already, you already know, but just to educate people that may not know and just stumbling upon this video, how you buy this coin is you grab the trillions contract address. So that's this one right here. So you have the pair. So that's the pair of trillions and XPL. WXPL, that's just wrapped XPL. So that's the native. When you wrap it, you want to wrap it. Well, in general, it gets wrapped when it moves from network to network, but it's still XPL, just a wrap version of it. So, you can always unwrap it into native XPL, but won't get too much into that. But this contract address is what you want, the trillions contract address. If you just click there, you see at the bottom, it says address copy to clipboard. So now it's telling me that I have that address. So now I can navigate to a DEX. In this case, I'm going to go to Matcha. So remember, Matcha was the one that was on the Plasma website. That's a decentralized exchange. I can navigate over to Matcha now. And when I go over to Matcha, I'm going to be able to paste that contract address that I just put in, and I'll be able to swap for it. So let's navigate over to Matcha and let's kind of see how that looks. So this is Matcha. This is the decentralized exchange that is reputable because it was referenced on Plasma's website. So that's what makes it legit, in my opinion. So if I go over here, you see I go in WXPL and I already have trillions here. But if I don't, you go up here, you paste that contract address, and look, trillions comes up. You hit it, and there you go. So if I have XPL here, like one XPL 146, then it automatically converts it to trillions. I'll connect my wallet or you'll connect your wallet here, but you'll see a swap option here. If you want to move, you can move any amount you want. 1,000, right? About 1,400 or 1,500. Then I'm moving to 38,000 trillions. Then you're just going to swap here. And then it should be good. It looks like the gas is relatively low on Plasma. That's a big changer, less than a cent. That's crazy. It doesn't have a lot of slippage. Slippage is the difference between swapping from one coin to another. So it's normally like a fee, like a DEX fee you can think of. And it looks like it's the route it's taking is DYOR swap. So interesting, because I was actually thinking about using DYOR swap. So actually using DYOR swap. So that's probably a very legit DEX you could use too. Good to know. All right, yeah, but this is how you would swap through it. And just to show you, since we're on the topic, I'll show you DYOR swap as well too, because that was the original one I was going off of. But for some reason it wasn't mentioned on the Plasma website, but that's fine. But here is DYOR swap. So literally same concept. You take your XPL, move it to trillions. Same here, just paste the address. Trillions already added it. So it's already active. It's already sitting here. Take that, move 1,000 over, connect your wallet, hit swap, boom. Same exact concept, same thing. They're all DEXs, but make sure you just use a legit DEX. So in this case, use Matcha or use DYOR, either one. Totally fine. So make sure you do that when you're getting into these coins and kind of breaking it down and looking at it. So that's how you swap into the coins. But now let's kind of just go back and skim some coins. Let's look into some of these coins and maybe see some potential that could be potentially popping off. Yeah, but let's look here. You got trillions. I already covered that. At the top bar here, this is where your top 10 coins are going to sit, or top, in this case, 20 looks, or top 130, sorry. Top 30. Oh, what happened there? Give me a second, sorry. Top 30 coins. So you have your top 30 coins sitting at the top there. Trillions, if I just go to this next one called Bankless, right? By default, it converts it into candles. Again, candles are only for birthday cakes. That's what my mentor taught me. So I'm going to keep it at bars because I got bars, son. You know how it goes. So yeah, I'm going to look here. Bankless, right? We're sitting at 5 million, right? It still looks pretty early, right? It was launched yesterday, literally launched yesterday. So has some healthy volume, 11 million. Looks like this could eventually pop, right? I mean, it has a lot of upside. It could pop up here, maybe do like a nice little 3 to 4x. You never know. But I like to look at this and see this is pretty early, right? This one could be a good one to get into, right? And again, if you want to, literally just grab the Bankless contract address, head over to Matcha or DYOR, and literally just post them there. But yeah, coming off there, then you also have Lucy, which is another great coin. And this one's, again, I'm going to switch it to the bar. All these other coins are kind of sitting up here. These are the trending coins. So that's where I would start off. I would start off with a trending coin and kind of look on there and see exactly what was going on. After I base off the trending coin, after I look at the trending coin, sorry, excuse me for that. Just some distractions. If you're looking at the trending coin, then I want to break it down and kind of see, which one looks nice. Another good way is to kind of go back on chain, and I can dive deeper into that. I won't get too much into that right now because it's a lot of back and forth and could be a little tedious, a little boring. But if you're interested, again, join my coaching program. I will literally sit down with you one-on-one, blow up this chat. I'm staying active on this chat. So you guys have an opportunity right now. Go into that chat, throw in some questions you may have, maybe a coin you're looking at, and I will tell you my opinion on it. As long as I'm live, I'm staying live for a little bit. I'll do another 5-10 minutes, and then I'll probably hop off here. But, just remember that. You got to stay active in my live chats. Hit that link for that coaching program. Again, I'm not trying to promote, not trying to shill, none of that. I'm just really trying to help you out. I want to help you succeed. I want to answer your questions. I want to be an educator because that's my end goal in the crypto space. So just keep that in mind and just remember that. But coming back on here, I want to highlight one more thing, which is the concept of the new pairs. So the new pairs that are coming in, those are right here, new pairs. So these are pairs that are just being created. So you see age here. This is like 10 hours ago, 5 hours ago. I think I can filter by age. Literally dropped 6 minutes ago. Bad trip. Okay, cool. Looks like it did 17% in 5 minutes, 46% in 24 hours. Look at this one right here. This one came out about an hour ago. It did 6,000% 24 hours. Let's kind of open that up and see what that crazy chart looks like. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So in the 4 hour, it looks like that, but you got to look on smaller time frames because it's still less than an hour old. So I break it down into 15 minute. It actually looks pretty good. Plasmeow. That's creative. That's nice. So it's cat dogs are always trending. Those can always be big things in the market. A lot of memes are based off of cats and dogs. But yeah, this looks like it's literally just dropped and it's actively pumping, sitting at just jumped up 120,000 market cap. You can see that the buys down here, the active buys. So this is the USD value. Someone just bought $650 of it. That's the amount of coins they got. That's the XPL they traded, and then right here you see buy and sell. So these are active. So these are going actively. So this is a live coin. So a lot of this is going active. Someone just bought $722 of it. And that's pretty wild. So that just kind of a lot of this. Another one person bought 518. Right. This price is shooting up. This is not even keeping up with it. 150,000 now. Again, this is just dropped. So this is a prime example of something that maybe you want to, scalp. Scalp in the sense that you kind of just buy in for a quick little 20-30%, maybe even push 50, maybe even get to 100, or if you want to hold it, take the risk. It's definitely pumping. Look, it's almost at 200,000 market cap. I literally opened this under 100,000 market cap. So we are sitting at, almost a full 100%. Literally, by the time I just opened this coin. That is the kind of volatility that we're seeing right now on Plasma. This is the kind of thing that we're looking at. So check it out, Plasmeow, right? It looks like it could possibly be something. I'm not, again, not my coin, not financial advice. I'm literally just scanning deck screener, and I saw this as a new drop. So it could definitely be something. Maybe you could rug pull. I wouldn't be surprised if it rug pulled too. So that's why I'm saying scalp it, quick profits, buy in, sell out, quick profits. Don't be holding any of these coins. Don't get yourself caught. Right? Don't get caught when they dump on you. But again, this is literally as I opened this on live stream, we were under 100,000, and now we pushed near 200. If you were in an active trade and you just bought it through the DEX aggregator, like I showed you, Matcha or DYOR, you would have definitely caught some nice profit. So just saying, right? This could potentially be one. Not promoting it, but I just found it literally in the new pairs. So now if I go back to the new pairs, go back to age, look some more. Literally as I was talking, another one dropped right here. Asterlight. Okay, interesting. Sitting at $85,000 market cap. So a lot of these are risky, right? Because they're new. And they're sitting at a lower market cap. But, again, if you guys have any questions, hit up that chat, blow that chat up. I'll give you my opinion on any coins that you may be looking at. And maybe we can just dive in it together, right? That's the ultimate goal, to kind of help each other out and look through some of this stuff together. But it looks like, again, this is getting some volume, right? Some people are getting some buys. Looks like we're starting to push. So this is just further proof that this was dropped just 5 minutes ago. This is further proof that volume is coming on to Plasma. Since the volume is on the Plasma, a lot of these coins are going to start pushing, right? A lot of these new coins that are sitting here, again, look at that big sell volume. As I'm talking, I get distracted. Sorry. But a lot of these new coins are going to come out. A lot of it can be scalped for profit. I wouldn't just sit in there, but just think about it, right? Think about it. I'm not promoting these coins again, but a lot of volatility, lots and lots of volatility. There's also a gainers and losers section. Shows you the top gainers based on a 24-hour period. I guess. Look at this. This is crazy. What is that? Syndicate. Oh, that's not even on. Never mind. That's not even on directly on Plasma. Bankless is though. Remember we were looking at Bankless. That's the coin that kind of shot up to 5 million. So that's also a great one. But yeah, you want to stay on the Plasma chain. So that's the one you look here. So at the top here, you stay on Plasma. Sorry, I didn't stress that earlier, but you stay on Plasma. And that's where you're going to find most of the Plasma coins specifically. So if you stay on Plasma, I like to look at the 1 hour trending because that's the kind of more recent time frame. I would say 5 minutes is a little too short. 1 hour is good enough because you can see gains there. And then you can go here in the 1 hour and filter out. So look, Plasmeow is still up there. Look, Plasmeow is still pumping, right? This could definitely be a gem, right? Maybe I just found a gem on stream. Like you don't really know. Maybe I just found a gem, 150,000. Maybe this pushes 1 million today, right? And you're sitting on a nice little. You got in at 100,000, sitting at a nice little 10x, and on the day, right? That would be nice. I mean, this thing's still going. This is trending. This is hitting, kind of checking all the boxes. It's looking nice, right? It's getting decent volume. Looks like it's picking up. So this could definitely be something to check out, something to look at. Possibly the next trending coin. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm just putting stuff out there, right? This is a good way to kind of research and get out there. So just putting out there. Check out Deck Screener. Great website. Deck Screener is a good way to kind of find these new pairs, look into existing popular pairs, and maybe get into one of these coins where you think like the chart's bottomed out, or it's an early chart, or it just has a potential to really pop off. So keep that in mind. So that's all I'm going to cover today. I think I'm going to hop off stream here. Thank you so much for everyone that came in. Next time you guys come in, please blow up that chat. Do not forget about my coaching program. It's in the link below. And I would really, really appreciate if you guys just give a like to this video, hit that subscribe button, support me. I'm really trying to educate you all. I'm really just trying to spread the word, give my knowledge out there as the best possible ability as I can. So keep that all in mind. I'm here to help. Please support me, subscribe, like, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. All right, then. Peace.